All right. For the social media assignment, I really wanted you to engage in activities that I believe will essentially benefit you moving forward from this class to other classes as well as your career. So the writing skills, of course, are going to important as they were in the memo assignment. And that's part of the reason for the practice your skills portion of this assignment. But the LinkedIn profile, while you do not have to create a real LinkedIn profile, if you have one, that's great. It is something that's beneficial not only um, for your resume, because you can take this information and kind of transfer it over to a resume. But of course, it will be in resume format, but just for you to market yourself in an online capacity. So, LinkedIn is a social media that professionals use in order to network. And that's extremely important, excuse me, in today's time. So for part one, this portion, both portions come out of the book. Speaking of the book, I understand that some students may have different versions of the book, but the book for this class is the 15th edition Business Communication, which is located. The information is located in the welcome letter as well as the syllabus. And at this point in class, having access to the book is extremely important. Moving forward, we will continue to create activities from the book. So, again, it is student responsibility to ensure that you are prepared to meet the guidelines and to meet the expectations for each assignment. And that includes, making sure that you have the correct book for the class. Um, at any time prior to these assignments, I have been available for you to contact me if you were having trouble locating the book or what have you. So yes, it's going to be extremely important to have the book. All right, so for the practice your skills, the directions state complete the practice your skills assignment in the text. The blog is under the assignment because what's going to happen is that you're going to have to rewrite the blog to fit more of a business tone. And the actual blog is in the textbook on page 240, page 240. Okay. Now, for those who may have a different format of the book, look for the practice your skills at the end of chapter 8. If you still cannot find it at the end of chapter 8, then feel free to contact me. But that's where it should be located. So the directions are asking you to revise the blog based on what you have learned in the chapter. I have also created an audio PowerPoint that goes over, and not all the slides are in audio, but I reiterate some things in audio. But the PowerPoint is made available to you as well. Um, just going over some bullet points that you will need in order to remember what makes an effective blog. So, as far as the approach to the revision, if you want to do sentence by sentence, that's fine. If you want to paraphrase a lot more, because as the writer of the rewrite, I am looking for you to start to lend your voice and your skill level and your expertise at this point to recreating this blog. Okay, so I will, rewriting, not recreating. I will look at the grammar, the business tone, in order to ensure that it does meet the expectations of what would be acceptable for a business blog. Because as it is right now, when you read it on page 240, it's definitely informal. Now, you can be informal, but you can still make sure your informal language meets up to expectation. So, and again, I go over that in the PowerPoint, and the PowerPoint, as well as the book, as well as the textbook, discusses how to be informal without being um, too informal. if that's something that you can, grasp right now, because there's a way to be informal, but there's also a way where you're just being too relaxed with your language. So again, the approach you can take, if you want to, just like I said, rewrite sentence by sentence, do some paraphrasing, because it will be up to you what you're going to leave in, what you're going to take out. Okay. So make sure your blog, the rewrite is presentable. It's in a business tone. It's grammar free. One of the strategies that I discuss in the PowerPoint is ensuring that you are thinking before you're posting. So this would be a blog that you would post on the company's website. All right. So if you have any questions about that portion of the assignment, let me know. And then for part two, this is worth 50 points. The first part is also worth 50 points. So that takes us to 100 points for this assignment. On page 540 in the text. Now, this is outside of the chapter 8. So it's important to make sure that, you go to page 540 in the text, okay? And this section is called Building an Effective LinkedIn Profile. That's the title of what I have made to be an assignment. And you are to complete all the prompts of the LinkedIn profile in a document. So bullet point will probably be the best approach here. Make sure you're doing bullet points. You're not creating a resume, but it is preparing you for a resume. Some of the information you can take and put in your resume. If you do not have work experience, be sure to put that in the prompt. Okay. I need to know that. But every part of the prompt has to be answered. So as I'm looking here at the prompt, hang on one second. I want to say it's like 15 questions or so. Excuse me, I have to go out of there. Um, I'll make sure to put the amount of questions or the amount of prompts that are located there before I post the assignment. So it's not going to be in my screencast, but it will be posted um, once I revise that part of the assignment. All right, so pretty much I'm not asking for something long drawn and drawn out. I'm not asking for that. I'm asking for you just to give me enough information to satisfy the prompt. So this assignment is essentially points of completion, this part of the assignment. As long as you give me enough information I can work with, what you would, put into a LinkedIn profile, then that will satisfy the requirement. The longest prompt response more than likely will be the one that's asking you to summarize. However, I do like that prompt. And when you read it, you'll see what I'm saying. So you have that, and you can put both of these parts, part one and part two, in the same document. It doesn't matter. But there's an option in Moodle Room for you to upload multiple documents. And I'm saying that also to say I do want to see a picture, what you would deem to be a professional picture of yourselves that you would put on a LinkedIn site or another professional networking site. So if you're not able to copy and paste the photo into the document, like a Word document or Google Docs, then you can upload another, document or a JPG or something like that with the image. Okay. Uh, and I'll give you feedback, making sure that, it's appropriate for LinkedIn, because again, it's a professional networking site. Okay. I do hope that you have fun with this assignment. It's not something, I'm trying to, it's not one of those assignments where I'm asking a lot, but I really want to start to see your skills, come together here. If you have a LinkedIn profile, email me, okay? And you can probably give me access to your profile if it's not hidden. And then we'll talk about how to satisfy that requirement if you already have a LinkedIn profile. I have students. I used to have a LinkedIn profile, and I don't have it anymore because I wanted to just do a total revision of my profile. But I have students who would network with me on LinkedIn, past Henry Ford students and everything. And it's so cool to see people, blossom, students that that I've taught, to see them in their professional lives now. It's just, gosh, it makes me so happy. So, all right. Again, if you have any questions, let me know. And remember, both of these assignments are in the book. You can upload one document, or you can upload two. I guess the best bet would just, to be complete part one and part two on the same document. Okay. Again, if you have any questions, let me know.